Good morning. Welcome to episode 72 of the 476ers podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about last night's Pistons game. So stay tuned.
Yo. Justice for the blind, just something that'll find in the rhymes that are coming from my mind.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 72 of the 476ers podcast. Let's talk about yesterday's shitty Pistons game. Listen, I'm going to do a quick thing here. I'm going to do a quick disclaimer. I saw somebody one day, this happened like last week, and I didn't, it was on social media, and I don't comment on social media because I don't argue on social media. It's the worst format to argue anything on. And this person said, you know, it was after the Celtics lost to somebody. I forgot who they lost. It wasn't us, but it was somebody that they lost to. And this person said, you see, they don't have Tatum. You know, they don't have their best player, so we shouldn't expect to win when we don't have our best player. And then meanwhile, I don't think that person stated on Sunday, the Celtics put up 150 points without Tatum on the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, who, if you don't remember, blew us out without Joel Embiid. So they didn't have their best player and blew them out by 40, and they blew us out by 40. So I just want to give that little disclaimer. So, no, Joe, you know, probably going to lose. You know, it's really a fucking shame to say that at this point, you can pretty much lock it in. Doesn't matter who the competition is. Doesn't matter who the other team is. The Pistons aren't good. They are not a good team. All right, to be clear. Jeremy Grant, and I've said this on other podcasts, Jeremy Grant, yeah, he's playing well, and he's averaging, you know, good amount of points and, you know, whatever he's doing. On a losing team. You know what I mean? So take that for a grain of salt. He's playing really well. He's really I got to give him credit. You know, he came really a long way. So, you know, I don't want to hate on him, but you're doing it on a losing team. So it doesn't really mean as much, but good for you. This is not at all about the Pistons. This is not at all about the Pistons. This is all about us, because Ben, where do I start here? Let's start with Toby, the only kind of good thing. Toby played well yesterday, I thought. I'm going to be a little bit critical of Toby, but it's not his fault. It's not going to be critical of Toby. Last night, we needed Toby to score 35. All right, so with the contract that Toby got, when you get a contract like that, that means you need to go out yesterday and score 35 points. You know what I mean? I need you to score 35 points. You scored 25. A relatively efficient 25 on 19 shots, which is, you know, efficient for Toby. He doesn't shoot a ton of free throws. Even though we embarrassed ourselves, we missed 3 straight free throws at one point. A goddamn fucking embarrassment. Trying to come back in the game. We're down 11. We missed 3 straight free throws and get the ball back from a flagrant. How? A possible 6-point swing right there. You're down 11. You could almost bring it within 5, but no, we missed 3 straight free throws. Last night, we needed Toby to score 35. The problem is that it's not within Toby's ability to score 35. Toby scoring 35 points, we have a better chance of Congress convicting Donald Trump. They need a 2/3 majority to convict him. They're not going to get that. And that is what it would take for Toby to score 35. He's not going to score 35 for us. He's going to score 25 at his best. He may get to 30 sometimes. He's not going to score 35. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. Toby, you did your best. I do believe you did your best. You know what I mean? 25, 7, 2 assists, 4 turnovers, all terrible. You did your best. You know? At the very least, what I can say about Toby is that Toby comes in yesterday's game, and what's that? What I talk about, sense of urgency. That's what I talked about with Ben. There's this weird vibe. You know, I've said this for a long time, that it's really boring. When Joe doesn't play, the game seemed really boring. It's just really boring. And for a while, I didn't know if that was because... Is that because Joe is just so fun to watch that without Joe, I don't even give a shit? Or is there something else amiss here? And there is something else amiss, and I realized it last night, is that the entire team, it's like when Joe plays, the team is like, oh, we got to play, man. We got to play because we can't waste Joe's opportunity here. You know what I mean? Joe gets injured. We can't waste the opportunity that he's healthy. Let's, you know, go hard and get this game. And then when Joe sits, they're all like, nah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Because there's just no sense of urgency at the beginning of the game. Ben Ben, do you need somebody to come out and tell you ahead of the game, Ben, there's no Joe today. Please do not get stupid fouls. Do you need someone to verbally tell you that? Is that something you require? To come out and get 2 fouls in the first 4.5 minutes. All of the goodwill you accrued from game one of the Celtics in quarter four, game one against the Pistons in quarter four against the Celtics is gone. Like that. Like that. Back to old Ben. Stupid fucking fouls. Stupid fouls. And you can sit here and complain about officiating all you want. I'm going to be honest with you. I've said this about Joe. I don't think Joe gets a lot of ticky-tack fouls. He gets some, for sure, without a question. But I do think most of his fouls are legitimate. I just think he sells the contact. He's selling the contact, but they are a foul. But the point is that Joe gets a ton of free throws. We rely a lot on that. We're not going to sit here and complain about officiating. I'm sorry. We're not going to do it. Those were, I thought, legitimate fouls. I thought he was legitimately fouling. He was playing poor defense and was fouling people. Ben, you played like shit yesterday. I don't know if someone has to come out and tell you, please don't do this. Ben, we don't have Joe. We need you, Ben. We fucking require you to be the second best player here. This team, this Pistons team is not good. Please win the game. Carry us. Win this game for us. No, instead, Ben wants to come out and get 2 fouls in the first 4.5 minutes. For a minute, Ben was trying to break the record. I think the record, which is random that I know this, is this guy Aaron Williams. And the reason I remember this, because Aaron Williams played for the Nets in 2002 and got the fastest foul out guarding, it's 2002, 2003, I think, right? Or 2001, 2002, I can't remember. Had the fastest foul out guarding Shaq in the playoffs, in the finals. Fouled out, I think, in 7 minutes or 11 minutes, something like that. And the reason I remember that is because his name is Aaron Williams, and he looked exactly like Darren Williams. And I was like, man, are these people related? You know what I mean? But anyway, it's just a random thing. I thought Ben was trying to break that record. He gets the 2 fouls in the first 4.5 minutes. He comes back in, gets a foul in the next 2 minutes, pretty much. Comes back in and gets a 4th foul in the third quarter almost immediately. You know what I mean? And then doesn't foul again for the rest of the game. Go figure. Go figure. He gets 4 fouls in like the first 10 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes doesn't get another foul. So go figure. Go figure. Back to Ben just being Ben. Gets 12 free throws. The other game today gets 3 free throws. There's no Joe. There's no Joe. Be aggressive, please. No urgency. No urgency. This is Seth's worst game, you know, which is fine. Seth is not Steph. You know what I mean? As much as I love Steph, he's not Steph. You know what I mean? He just looked lost, though. He looked like he had the COVID confusion, which is the thing. You get COVID, you start getting confused. It happened to me. That's what he looked like yesterday. It looked like he didn't know what he was doing out there. We have a game? What are we playing? The Pistons right now? Right now. We're playing basketball right now? Yes, Seth, we're playing basketball right now. Danny, you know, whatever. Danny 2 for 4. That's not bad, actually, considering that on the road, Danny can't shoot. I not a lot to say about Danny. He just, you know, not a lot to say about anybody. There's just not a lot to say about Dwight. I mean, whoa, wow, Dwight. Wow. As soon as Dwight is inserted into the starting lineup, all of the value he brings goes out the window, and it makes sense. He's a backup. Backup playing against starters, he don't got it no more. He doesn't have it so much that he becomes a huge. It's fitting that he leads our team last night in the worst with plus the negative 23 and plus minus. It's fitting that he has the worst plus minus on the floor. Shake. Now, you know, what can we say about Shake? Shake's 3-point shot right now is missing. You know, put it on the side of a milk carton. We don't know where it's at. At least he made all 4 of his free throws. I didn't think Shake played that terrible, but it's just that, you know, in a game like this where we're lacking so much scoring, this team isn't good. Where are we going to get the scoring from? Tyrese, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of Tyrese's scoring came after the starters came out, you know, because he didn't really put an imprint on the game when he did play. At least he went 2 for 3 from the 3-point line, but just not a whole lot to offer. I thought Tony Bradley played some really good minutes. I mean, that 12 and 9, he had 4 offensive rebounds in moments where we needed them. You know, so I do think Tony Bradley actually did play well. I thought he was a bright spot, as much of a bright spot he could be, in a game so trash up and down. I mean, Furkan, there's this one play with Furkan where he's driving for this layup, and if you look closely, you can see a green tint come across the screen. If you pause it right there, you see like a light green tint where the layup is clearly is just not going to happen. He doesn't have it. He's driving. They're playing good defense. He's running fast break, but they've beaten us down court, and he's just, I'm going to get there, and picks up the ball too far from the basket, tries a finger roll too far from the basket, and just airballs a layup. He just airballed the layup. Just airballed it. And you see the green, just a slight, is just brief. It's a brief moment. If you pause it, you see the brief green light come across the screen, and his eyes go green with confusion, and airballs the layup, and that's it. Furkan, the green light, the green monster. Furkan in his bedroom has Boston's green monster on his wall because it represents green, and that's the light with which he plays. Furkan thinking that anything is available to him at any time when nothing is available at any time. There's nothing available to you, Furkan. You are okay, all right? Please, you're just okay. But, in all fairness, someone has to score. It's not going to be him. You know who else is not going to be? It's not going to be Matisse. But let me give Matisse some love, though. Let me give Matisse some love, another bright spot. In the second quarter, we're down already. They jump on us early, because, again, no urgency for the first few minutes of the game. For whatever reason, we're acting like we don't even give a fuck whether we win or lose this one. In the second quarter, we're trying to do something, and Matisse's defense brings us back within single digits. You know what I mean? It brings us back within single digits, playing great defense mostly because Blake is hard-headed and is unable. Blake just doesn't know. I think Blake is, they always say that, right? Players are the last to know when it's time to go. Blake, it's time to go, brother. You don't got it anymore. You're a bench guy right now. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't give a fuck. Maybe you just know that this team sucks and, you're not going to try that hard. I don't know. I can't quite tell. But Blake, man, you look washed. And it's a shame, honestly. It's a shame. It's a shame that we never got to see. Blake is a great what if. And I don't think people recognize him as that. He's a great what if. Because if Blake had Blake's time with Chris Paul run a little bit shorter, so he learns what he needed to learn in that time, it goes shorter, and then Blake gets his own team and is healthy. It's the health. If Blake could have been healthy, it would have been great to watch Blake be, a new Charles Barkley, essentially. You know what I mean? Once he's no longer a high flyer, just someone who pounds it in the post, but can bring it up, can pass, can initiate your offense, can do a ton of things. It's a shame. It really makes me sad. I mean, this Blake in October 19 of 2019 put 50 on us. You know what I mean? And 18 months later, and it's a shame. Not even 18 months later, 15 months later. And he looks, he just looks washed. You know what I mean? He just looks washed, and it's a shame. I'm a fan of Blake's game, of his game later in his career. He's going into the Hall of Fame. It won't be a question. But Blake's later in his career game, when he started to slow down, played under the basket, I was a big fan of that type of game. It looked like me. And not that I'm not as good as, obviously, who am I, right? But just the idea of a big dude, back to the basket player who can initiate your offense, can step out and shoot, can do a little bit of everything. I like that. Blake can't play a lick of defense, never could. Still can't, but for whatever reason, Ben doesn't understand that. He only took it on him once. We're not forcing any type of no mismatches. I think it's fitting. Listen, we were down 12 with 5 minutes left, and Doc just pulled the plug. He said, "No, fuck this. I had a joke yesterday. Me and TJ play my league on 2K. And there are some games where you run into against each other. We played each other a million times now, but we played each other, and you go down like 12 points in the first quarter, and you just pause it, quit it. I've had enough. I've seen enough. I've seen all I needed to see, and that's how I felt yesterday. In the first quarter, I tried to pause and quit 3 or 4 different times because I saw it already. I knew it at tip off. I knew no matter how many times we brought it within 9, I knew we weren't going to win the game. I knew it. I can't believe I knew it. It makes me sick that I knew it. I knew it. Watching, I don't know. No. We don't stand a chance here. Fellas, we look stupid. Stupid. Not even we just look dumb. We look no urgency. We look confused. We don't look like we know what we're doing. So Joe comes out. Joe misses a game, and this is it. Joe, you're on the sideline. I applaud you for the first time I've ever seen you on the sideline injured. Probably because you were at the arena warming up when you decided you couldn't go. So you just stayed. You stuck around. Thanks for that. Hey, can you it's being a leader, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should even just let who am I, right? Am I the leader of men? Huh? Who am I? Am I Winston Churchill? No, I'm not a racist, so I can't be Winston. I don't know what great leaders are out there who aren't also pieces of shit, but am I, no. I don't I like to think I'm someone who leads well in situations where I'm asked to lead. Joe, I need you to speak up or something if you're going to be on the sideline. Help out, man. Get into grab Ben by his fucking Australian ears, by the kangaroo pouch in his face, and say, hey, stop fucking fouling. Hey, please score at the rim. Hey, please get a foul. Somebody stop Jeremy Grant. Is anyone going to guard DeLon Wright? Where is the great defense I keep hearing about of Ben? Where is it? I know I've seen it sometimes. The first team all defensive player that we know. Where is it yesterday? When DeLon Wright is baking us, and I like DeLon Wright, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of DeLon. Never in my wildest dreams has DeLon scored 28 points. I could have a crazy dream where I'm watching a basketball game that ends in a score of 300 to 298. And DeLon Wright could be on that court, and he doesn't score 28 points in that game. It went to 300. They scored 300 points. 10 guys scored 300 points. Somehow DeLon doesn't get to 28. But we are the kings and queens. Shout out to 30 Seconds to Mars. We are the kings and queens of giving up season and career highs. We love doing it. DeLon, what's your season high, bro? What's your career high? Or what's your season high this year? Come on. Get one. Get you one. I just want you to eat, DeLon. Get one. 28. Go ahead and get it. 28, 8, and 7 he finished with. Look like LeBron James. A couple, I think he finished with 3 3-pointers, which are all stuck in my head. Let me see. Where's DeLon at? 4 3-pointers. There's 3 of them that I remember clearly, where he was just sitting there looking around. He was sitting there adjusting his feet. He adjusted his shorts real quick. He fixed his jersey and said, okay, I'm good to pull this, and pulled it. And we're just watching, confused, no urgency. This is a game we can't lose right here without Joe. If it's one thing if you go and play, let's say the Hornets are like a competitive team, or you go and play who are like the back, like the Bulls, the Cavaliers, the way they're playing, even though I shitted on them early, but the way they're playing, they look like they're probably, something. The Knicks. Yeah, if Joe doesn't play those games, I can see excuses why you would lose. But then there's like the teams like the Timberwolves, teams like the Pistons, teams like, who else is there? Probably the Wizards, who just don't play a lick of fucking defense. Where you go and play them, and there is no excuse for you to lose this game. There's just no excuse. You shouldn't lose these games. Ben, you shouldn't get 2 fouls in the first 4.5 minutes. What are you thinking with these dumb fouls? Toby, you did your best. You did your best. And if you feel a tinge of passive aggressive hate, it's there. It's there, Toby. If you heard it and you said, is he passively aggressively hating on me a little bit? Yes. The answer is yes, I am. Because that's all you can do. And it's not your fault. We gave you the contract. But you did play well, though, I thought. Honestly, you did play well. All jokes aside, I thought you did play well. We just need more. But you don't have it. You don't have more to give, unfortunately. This is a relationship. You're with somebody, and they're nice, and, do I want to make this NSFW? No, I'm not going to make it NSFW. They're nice. You're in a relationship with somebody. They're nice. Nice people. Work hard, good job. But when they cook, is just not good. It's not feeding your soul, their food. It's not feeding you. It's not nourishing you at all. It's disappointing. And you're sitting there and you keep eating this dinner and you're like, where's the flavor of this meal? Why is it missing? And their career, it's okay. They make good money, but not really. It's okay money, but you're only going to get so far. And they're nice, yeah, but they have no zip to them. If you decided today that you want to convert to Muslim, you don't want to be Christian anymore, you want to be Muslim, they're going to go with you. And you're like, it's just that easy, huh? You're just going to forget your faith and come to a new faith? And it's like, on the surface, there's nothing wrong with this person. There's nothing that stands out that's negative. But it's just not enough. They're good people. And you're going to break up with them, and it's going to be amicable. And you're going to be like, listen, I got love for you, man, or woman. You're great. There's something missing. That's Toby. That's Toby right there. It's the relationship that isn't toxic. It's the most untoxic relationship. We got the Lakers on Wednesday. Best team in the NBA. LeBron yesterday refused to lose to Cleveland. Scored 46. I think he finished with 46, 8, and 7, something like that. Just incredible. Just incredible. One of the greats. We're going to play them. Joe will play, so we'll probably win. They're playing us here. We'll probably win that game. I could see us win that game. Joe's going to come out and, I don't know. They got Marc Gasol. So Marc Gasol has been the kryptonite to Joel Embiid now for many a year. And I'm guessing we're going to put Joe on AD. That might be something we don't do this game. I could see us not want to do that until, like, if we got to the finals and we saw them, then all of a sudden we unleash that. When Joe has guarded AD in the past, he's locked him up. AD doesn't have an answer for Joe. You can say whatever you want about AD. He's great, but he doesn't have an answer for Joe. He struggles against him all the time. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? I think we'll beat the Lakers on Wednesday because we're playing at home. We'll have Joel back. We have all the reasons to beat them. But they're a great team. They're a hell of a team. They're a hell of a team. It'll be fun watching Dwight try to piss off Montrez, I'm sure. Try to get him into a fight or something. I don't know. That's it, everyone. Wash your hands. You know the drill. Stay safe out here. COVID sucks. Maybe one of these days I'll stop eating all the food. We'll see what happens. Everyone, be careful. Wash your hands. Black Lives Matter. Arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. You know the drill. Yeah, that's it. Stay safe.
Yo. Yeah. Justice for the blind. Just something that'll find in the rhymes that are coming from my mind. Used to come